Yes, good morning all of you. So, in continuation of the previous video, today we will learn about the nucleus. So, nucleus is one of the very important part of the cell. So, as we divided complete cell into three major parts. So, like we know there is cell membrane or plasma membrane, which make the outer lining of the cell. Then we know we use word protoplasm. Term protoplasm earlier we discussed, given by the Purkinje. It is a life-giving substance. Protoplasm consists of two constituents. One is called nucleus and cytoplasm. So broadly, please keep in mind cell membrane, which make the outer lining of the cell. Central spherical structure found in cell is the nucleus, and third very important component, that is called the cytoplasm. So today we will talk about the nucleus. First thing we have to learn about discovery of nucleus. Nucleus was discovered by English biologist Robert Brown. So nucleus discovered by the scientist Robert Brown. All of you know cell discovered by Robert Hooke and nucleus discovered by the scientist Robert Brown in 1831. So we have to learn the name of scientist. Nucleus discovered by Robert Brown. When we talk about nucleus, please keep in mind nucleus term used only in or found in eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell. Earlier we talked about prokaryotic cell. In prokaryotic cell, please remember there is no well-defined nucleus because nuclear membrane is absent, and we term use for the naked DNA which is not surrounded by the membrane, nucleoid, right? So nucleoid term is used for the genetic material of prokaryotic cell, and here we use word nucleus. So when we talk about nucleus, there is a well-defined nuclear membrane is present. So let's first look into the structure of nucleus. So whenever we observe any cell, this may be plant cell, animal cell, generally we find there is presence of a prominent nucleus. But there are certain cells where nucleus is absent, like RBC. So one example you can remember, red blood cell do not have a nucleus. In the mature RBC there is no nucleus. In some cell there may be more than one nucleus, that is called two nucleus are present, binucleate. And if there is more than two nucleus, like in some fungal cell, some plant cell, lower plant cells, there is presence of more than two nucleus, then we say it is multinucleate condition, or technically it is also known as sinusotic condition. Okay, but generally one nucleus is present. If you observe the plant cell, you will find nucleus is located toward the cell membrane, or we say peripheral nucleus. This peripheral nucleus in presence of large vacuole. So if you generally observe a plant cell, okay, when we observe a plant cell, generally we see that nucleus is present here, because here there is presence of large nucleus. This is vacuole. In presence of large vacuole, nucleus is peripheral. But when we observe animal cell, okay, in animal cell, nucleus is prominent and that is centrally located. So please remember that in case of animal cell, okay, nucleus is generally centrally located. In case of plant cell, nucleus is generally peripheral in presence of large vacuole which occupy around 50 to 60% of the total space of the cell. There may be one nucleus, generally one nucleus, there may be two nucleus, then we say binucleate condition, and sometimes there may be more than two nucleus, then we say multinucleate condition. Nucleus, commonly known as control house of the cell, or nucleus also can be considered as brain of the cell, because nucleus only control all the functions of cell. Now we will learn how nucleus is able to control all the functions of cell, how nucleus regulate all the functions of cell. What is there in the nucleus that help it to regulate different functions of cells? I mean, this not only regulate the functions of cell, this also help in transfer of traits or characters from one to next generation. That is called heredity. Nucleus play key role in heredity. This is responsible for inheritance. This is also responsible for the reproduction in cell. It means nucleus only control the cell division that help in formation of new cells. So nucleus is one of the most important part, one of the largest part of the cell. Right? So let's look into the structure of nucleus first. Structure. So broadly, if we look into different part, nucleus is covered by nuclear membrane. Please remember, nuclear membrane. Right? So these are the major parts we are listing out. Nuclear membrane separate nucleoplasm, the fluid of nucleus, from the cytoplasm. Right? So nuclear membrane, we will go into detail of nuclear membrane also. Then we have a fluid of nucleus is called nucleoplasm, or in other words we can say nuclear cell. Nuclear is also known as the nuclear cell. Okay. Then we have the most prominent structure, that is the genetic material found in the nucleus, that is may present as chromatin, or another physical form is called chromosome. So we will try to understand what is chromosome and what is the chromatin. Right? Nucleus have a very small spherical structure within the nucleoplasm, and that granular membraneless that is without membrane structure is present, that is called nucleolus. This term is similar to the nucleus, but please remember this is nucleolus. So when we look into the structure of nucleus, broadly we have four major parts: nuclear membrane, nucleoplasm, chromatin and nucleolus. Right? So let's draw the diagram and try to understand the structure of nucleus in detail. So we are going to develop a simple diagram of nucleus that will help us to understand the organization of the nucleus. So nucleus, as I mentioned, generally it is spherical. That may be sometime oval also, but here nucleus is spherical. Please remember, if we consider this board as a cell, and this is centrally located nucleus, so this part is cytoplasm, and within nucleus whatever is present is nucleoplasm. So nucleoplasm is separated from cytoplasm by a membrane, right? And please remember, nuclear membrane is double membrane. Nucleus have two membranes, that's why nucleus we can consider as the double membrane. So these double membrane are not continuous. Okay, these have some gaps, and these gaps are called nuclear core. These gaps are called nuclear cores. Please remember, these gaps are called nuclear cores. Please remember, these gaps are called nuclear cores. So this is one membrane. one more membrane we can draw here. So it is like this. So there is a presence of gaps, and these gaps within nuclear membrane are called nuclear pore. Okay, so now let's label it. So this is, we can consider as the outer membrane, right? Then we have inner membrane. Together we can say this is nuclear membrane. Please remember, this is double membrane, means presence of two membranes. Nuclear membrane is a double membrane thing, and the gap present between these two membranes is called intermembrane space. So very simple, outer membrane, inner membrane, and the gap present is called intermembrane space. This structure, because we know that a nuclear membrane is not continuous, there is gap. So that gap lead to formation of pores. These pores are called nuclear pore. Please remember, these are called nuclear pore, and we can understand nuclear pore will help in communication, movement of substances from cytoplasm to the nucleoplasm and nucleoplasm to the cytoplasm. So nuclear pore is very important part of the nuclear membrane. So nuclear membrane separates cytoplasm from the nucleoplasm. In nuclear membrane there is presence of nuclear pore. These pores help in communication, movement of substances, molecules from nucleus to the cytoplasm and cytoplasm to the nucleus. Okay, then if you recall, the fluid part of nucleus is called nucleoplasm. Okay, so this is jelly-like fluid substance. The liquid part is called nucleoplasm. Like we use liquid part, fluid part of the cell cytoplasm. Here we use word nucleoplasm. The most important thing that help the nucleus to be a control center, or that help in inheritance, regulate the cell division, in presence of genetic material, and that is the DNA. So DNA is present here as, generally it is present here as a fiber which is generally not visible. So this genetic material is called chromatin. This is called chromatin. Chromatin is thread-like structure. This is genetic material. This is made up of, chemically this is made up of DNA and protein. So let's learn something extra about the chromatin. This is thread-like. Okay. Chromatin word itself, meaning of chromatin is thread-like, and thread-like, that is genetic material. This is nothing but the genetic material. In other words, we can say that is made up of DNA and protein. So this is very important point to note here. Chromatin is chemically made up of DNA and protein. DNA and protein. Chromatin, please remember, is the structure which is generally, here we are to show, we have mentioned here, but it is generally invisible. Please remember, it is invisible and found in resting phase of cell. Resting means when cell is not dividing. Okay, resting phase. Here resting phase term is used for when cell is not dividing. Generally, cell continuously do not undergo the division. Okay, that phase is also known as interphase. or resting phase. So 3 points you have to remember. Chromatin is thread-like. Chromatin is a genetic material which is chemically made up of DNA and protein. And in the normal cell, when cell is in the resting phase or that gap is called interphase, that time this genetic material is not visible. Why it is not visible? Because it is expanded and it is present in form of thin thread which is homogeneously spreaded within nucleoplast. Okay, next structure which is not with the membrane, okay, but a very spherical structure present within nucleus. Okay, so this structure is called nucleolus. Okay, so here please remember this is called nucleolus. Okay, without membrane, this do not have membrane. And this is, we have to remember, site of RNA, or in other words, simply we can understand this is the site where ribosomes formation takes place. Site of RNA synthesis or ribosome synthesis. This is very important. This help in formation of ribosomes. RNA stand for ribose nucleic acid. DNA, this we have mentioned DNA. So we must know what is full form of DNA. DNA deoxyribonucleic acid. This is the DNA, the abbreviation, and full form is deoxyribonucleic acid. That is our genetic material. Okay. So this is a general structure of nucleus. Okay. Now one more term we use. Okay. That is in place of chromatin. One more term we use, that is called chromosome. This is another form of genetic material. So generally in the resting cell there is a presence of genetic material in form of thread. It is spreaded form, invisible. Okay, and in this form, this is the functional form where continuous expression and it determine the characters, control the functions of cell. But when cell divide, before cell divide, this chromatin undergo the condensation. This is a thread which is widespread, invisible. This thread condense, and when it condense, this particular thread-like structure, okay, this condense, okay, and when it condense during cell division, okay, when cell give birth to another cell, all of us know according to cell theory, new cells arise from pre-existing cell. So whenever there is cell division, at the time of cell division, please remember this chromatin condense, and due to condensation of chromatin there is formation of chromosome. So you know when thread will condense, there will be formation of rod-like structure. So this is, we mentioned, invisible thread-like, that is chromatin. Okay, when it condense, okay, what will happen? It will turn into visible and rod-like structure, and these are called chromosomes. Chroma means colored bodies. Chromo means colored. Soma means body. Chromo body stand for the color. This colored body can be seen when we scan the cell. These colored body are seen. These are called chromosomes. So we can write about this rod-like. Okay. Then visible, they can be seen under microscope. They are visible, okay, can be observed and found during only cell division. This is very important. Found in the dividing cells during cell division. Okay, so quickly if we compare the chromatin with the chromosome, chromatin are fibrous. They are rod-like. chromatin, please remember, invisible, because thread like is invisible, chromosome is visible. Okay, chromatins are during resting phase in the cells. Generally when we observe, cell is not undergoing the division, nuclear genetic material is not visible, and that is the chromatin, generally invisible and found in the resting phase. This is generally visible and found in the cell during the cell division. So these differences we can list out between chromatin and chromosome. When quickly we can look into the functions. Functions already we have discussed. Nucleus control, okay, metabolism. All the chemical reactions of the cells are regulated by nucleus. It is responsible for inheritance, means passing of traits from one to next generation. Okay. Then it also controls the cell division and regulate cell functions. Regulate functions of cell. Functions of cell. So if we look into functions of nucleus, control the metabolic. All metabolic reactions of cells are controlled by the nucleus, that is responsible for passing of traits from one to next generation, and this only regulates the cell division or cell reproduction. So this is all about nucleus. Thank you.